It's an exciting time for smart home voice control. Home Assistant released its Voice Preview Edition hardware in December 2024, giving you the option of a locally controlled voice assistant. Most recently, Future Proof Homes introduced the Satellite One Developer Kit, which is their private voice assistant hardware. But how do these two products differ, and how do they compare to mainstream smart speakers? In this video, I'm going to compare Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition with the Satellite One Developer Kit, including their features and results from my testing. But that's not all. I'm also going to compare them with an Amazon Echo Dot, so you can see how private and cloud voice hardware differ. I've been using voice assistants in my smart home daily for 5 years, so I understand where they excel and where they may fall short. If you're new here, my name is Michael Leen, and this channel is all about how tech can make you more productive, especially through home automation, with new videos every week. This is a follow-up to an earlier video where I reviewed and tested Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition. Many of you asked for a comparison with an Amazon Echo device, so I'll cover that in this video. A quick warning, if you have a voice assistant within earshot of this video, I suggest putting it on mute. I will be saying several wake words repeatedly throughout this video. Let's start by comparing the features of all three devices, which I purchased with my own money. Note that for this comparison, I am using the Echo Dot 3rd Gen, first released in 2018 because that's what I have, and chances are so do millions of others. The first thing to know is the form factor. Both Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition, which I'll refer to as Voice PE, and the Echo Dot come fully assembled with the inner components tucked inside a case. Voice PE is square, whereas the Echo Dot is round. Both occupy about the same footprint on a tabletop. In contrast, the Satellite One Dev Kit arrives as a kit. You get two boards. A round hat board with 4 microphones, 4 programmable buttons, a headphone jack, speaker amplifier, and environmental sensors. And a rectangular core board with an ESP32S3. You simply insert the core into the hat using the 40-pin connector. An enclosure was not available at the time of my purchase. Since we're talking voice assistant hardware, these must be able to hear your voice commands with built-in microphones. Voice PE has 2 microphones, whereas both the Satellite One and Echo Dot have 4. However, the Satellite One requires a firmware upgrade to make use of all 4 mics. The Voice PE and Satellite One both utilize an XMOS chip for audio processing and far-field voice capture, while the Echo Dot uses a MediaTek MT8516. Voice assistants are typically associated with a smart speaker. So how do the actual speakers stack up? Both the Voice PE and Echo Dot have built-in speakers of 3 watts and 1.2 watts respectively, and also support 3.5mm output for connecting external speakers. The Satellite One does not include a speaker, so to hear anything you must plug in headphones or add your own speaker. It supports up to a 25-watt speaker, so quite powerful. Taking a closer look at the hardware, each device has physical controls that offer similar features. Both the Satellite One and Echo Dot have 4 physical buttons for handling volume up and down, mute, and actions. Buttons on the Satellite One are also programmable. Voice PE has 2 physical buttons, an action button on top and a mute switch on the side. It also has a rotary dial for controlling the volume. This layout reminded me of an iPod. The most visual component of voice hardware tends to be a built-in LED, which animates when the voice assistant is listening and responding. All 3 devices have LED lights in a circular pattern on top. Voice PE makes use of 12 LEDs for visual feedback, compared with 24 LEDs in the Satellite One. And in both cases, the LED may be used in home automations to notify you. For example, the LED could turn red if the garage door has been left open at night. The spinning LED on the Echo Dot has 8 pre-configured settings based on the color and light pattern, such as a pulsating yellow for notifications and a cyan spotlight on a blue ring for when it's listening. While voice is the primary use case for all three devices, They do offer other features. Voice PE includes a Grove port for connecting future accessories, such as sensors, though these must be purchased separately. The Satellite One includes environmental sensors for tracking temperature, humidity, and luminosity, and it also has support for adding a millimeter wave radar sensor for presence detection. It supports either the LD2410 or LD2450 sensors for still or multi-target, multi-zone presence detection, respectively. But these must be purchased separately. I bought the LD2410 for still presence detection. You can mount the millimeter wave sensor directly on the hatboard, or you can use the sensor's included JST cable to position the sensor in any orientation you'd like. Satellite One also has two 40-pin expansion connectors for future accessories. For its part, the Echo offers access to tens of thousands of Alexa skills. Both the Voice PE and Satellite One are powered by USB-C, though the Satellite One makes use of USB-C power delivery, or PD. That's to support the 25-watt external speaker if you choose to use one. In both cases, though, the power cord is not included, so you'll need to bring your own. Conversely, the Echo Dot includes a power cable, though it is a proprietary barrel connector. In terms of software, the Voice PE and Satellite One use ESP Home firmware with native support for controlling your smart home devices and Home Assistant, whereas the Echo Dot uses Alexa device software for controlling your Alexa smart home devices. All three devices support Wi-Fi and Bluetooth protocols, while the Echo Dot also functions as a Matter hub. Internet is not required to use the Voice PE or Satellite One, both of which are open source, community-driven projects. Internet is required for using the Echo Dot, which relies on a cloud connection to access the full range of features. And finally, price. Echo Dot is the least expensive at $49.99 for the current 5th gen model, and it's not uncommon for it to go on sale for even less. Home Assistant Voice PE is $59, and the Satellite One Dev Kit is most expensive at $69.99. These prices do not include the cost of a power cable or power brick or other accessories. Before I continue, I want to briefly share a cool product that I use from today's sponsor, ThirdReality. This keyboard does something you've probably never seen before. It can control your smart home. It's called the Smart Mechanical Keyboard MK1. This is a white, wired keyboard with Gatoron yellow switches that are smooth, yet clicky without too much noise. It has RGB lights with numerous LED effects that you can choose from, including the ability to adjust the LED brightness and effect speed. But what makes this keyboard unique is what's printed underneath. The keyboard has Matter protocol support built in. This means you can connect it to your favorite smart home platform and control your smart home right from the keyboard. The function keys at the top can be programmed to control a smart home device or to trigger a home automation. Just press Function plus F1 through F12 to trigger the smart home action. You could use this to toggle lights on and off, adjust their brightness, start an automation that sets the scene in your office or game room with special lighting effects, or changes the window shades, or that turns everything off at the end of the day and arms the alarm, or pretty much anything else you can think of. I'm using it to control lights in my office and to trigger an automation that gets this room ready to record a video, among other things. See a link in the description if you want to check it out, and thanks to ThirdReality for supporting the channel. To see how each voice device would handle voice commands, I gave them all the same 10 prompts. These prompts are typical voice commands that we might ask a voice assistant in our home, and cover a mix of household tasks, smart home control, general knowledge, and music playback. All three devices were assigned to the same location in my basement bedroom, and all were given access to the same smart home devices used in this test. I also made sure all had access to the same songs for testing, with Music Assistant set up in Home Assistant and Amazon Music for the Echo Dot. And all three were sitting side by side, connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Both the Voice PE and Satellite One were configured to use the same voice pipeline in Home Assistant. They were to prioritize the local conversation agent, and if the local agent could not handle the command, both were to fall back to the LLM-based conversation agent Google Gemini. This means that the actual responses for both the Voice PE and Satellite 1 were identical. What varied was how long they took to respond, but more on that later. And for context, my Home Assistant server is running on a B-Link S12 Pro mini PC. To avoid this video being extremely long, I cut out the time in between speaking my voice command and the voice hardware replying, but I'll note the exact duration on the screen so you have a sense of how fast or slow each device responded to me. In a couple cases, my voice request was fulfilled before the voice assistant responded. For consistency, I measured the time between when I stopped speaking and when the voice assistant began its audible response. At the time of this test, I did not have an external speaker connected to the Satellite 1, so I used earbuds to hear its reply. You will not hear this, so during the test, I raised my hand the moment it replies to me so you know. But again, these spoken replies from the Voice PE and Satellite 1 were the same. Before I go through the actual testing, remember to mute any of your nearby voice assistants, as I will be repeating several wake words during this test. Okay, Nabu. What time is it?
5:13 p.m.
Hey, Jarvis. What time is it? Alexa. What time is it?
The time is 5:14 p.m.
Okay, Nabu. Set a timer for 10 seconds.
Timer set for 10 seconds.
Okay, Nabu. Set a pizza timer for 10 seconds.
Okay. I've started a 10-second pizza timer called Pizza Timer.
Hey, Jarvis. Set a timer for 10 seconds. Hey, Jarvis. Set a pizza timer for 10 seconds. Alexa, set a timer for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, starting now.
Alexa, set a pizza timer for 10 seconds.
Pizza timer, 10 seconds, starting now.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Okay, Nabu. What is the weather forecast for tomorrow?
I do not have enough information to answer this question. I need access to a weather API or a weather data source to provide you with a weather forecast.
Hey, Jarvis. What is the weather forecast for tomorrow? Alexa, what is the weather forecast for tomorrow?
There will be sleet, with a high of 40 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 32 degrees. Also, there's a winter weather advisory in effect from Wednesday, February 5th, 9 p.m. to Thursday, February 6th, 10 a.m.
Okay, Nabu. Turn off the basement bedroom lights.
Turned off the light.
Okay, Nabu. Turn on the basement bedroom lights and unlock the front door.
Okay. I've turned on the basement bedroom lights and unlocked the front door.
Hey, Jarvis. Turn off the basement bedroom lights. Hey, Jarvis. Turn on the basement bedroom lights and lock the front door. Alexa, turn off the basement bedroom lights. Alexa, turn on the basement bedroom lights and lock the back door.
Locking. Hang on. The back door is locked.
Okay, Nabu. What is the temperature in here?
Sorry, I couldn't understand that.
Hey, Jarvis. What is the temperature in here? Alexa, what is the temperature in here?
The basement bedroom temperature is 57.9 degrees.
Okay, Nabu. I'm cold.
I understand you're cold. To help, I need to know which area you are in. I can then adjust the thermostat or turn on a heater if one is available in that area.
Hey, Jarvis. I'm cold. Alexa, I'm cold.
Okay, should I increase the temperature of the thermostat?
No, thank you. Okay, Nabu. What are some things I can make with avocados, tomatoes, lime juice, garlic, and onions?
With avocados, tomatoes, lime juice, garlic, and onions, you can make several delicious dishes. Here are a few ideas. Asterisk, 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 guacamole, colon, asterisk, asterisk. This is the classic choice. Mash the avocado. Finely chop the tomatoes, onions, and garlic, and mix everything together.
Okay, Nabu,
with lime juice.
stop. Hey, Jarvis. What are some things I can make with avocados, tomatoes, lime juice, garlic, and onions? Hey Jarvis, stop. Alexa, what are some things I can make with avocados, tomatoes, lime juice, garlic, and onions?
Okay, for avocados, tomatoes, lime, juice, garlic, and onions, based on your food preferences, I recommend avocado salsa from Tasty. What would you like? Start recipe, save recipe, send to phone.
Alexa, stop. Okay, Nabu. Play the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
I can't directly play music. I need to know which media player you want to use to play Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Do you have a preference, for example, your Sonos speakers in the basement bedroom?
Okay, Nabu. Play the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen on the basement bedroom speakers.
Okay, I've resumed playback on the Sonos one basement bedroom. However, I cannot guarantee that Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen is currently playing. To ensure it plays, you may need to select the song through the Sonos app.
Hey Jarvis. Play the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Alexa, play the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Remastered 2011, and similar songs, on Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop the music. The Voice PE and Satellite One both handled 5 out of my 10 requests successfully, whereas the Echo Dot was able to carry out all 10 of my requests. Not only did the Echo Dot have a 100% pass rate compared with 50% for the other two, but also it completed each prompt much faster, 2 seconds on average, compared with 5 seconds for Voice PE and 6 seconds for Satellite One. I did encounter something strange though. The first time I ran this test, Satellite One was consistently 4 times slower than Voice PE in responding to my requests, taking 21 seconds on average to respond. After speaking with the folks at Future-Proof Homes, they suggested changing the voice. When I changed it from Danny Lowe to Amy Lowe in Home Assistant, the response times between the Voice PE and Satellite One became similar. Future-Proof Homes said that the Piper text-to-speech pipeline outputs audio files with different bit rates, and decoding one voice bitrate may be slower than another. I then changed the voice back to Danny Lowe, and it remained about as fast as Voice PE. No other changes were made to the testing environment or voice configuration. I generally don't think much in my day-to-day life about how long it takes an Echo Dot to respond to my commands. If someone had said, how does 5 to 6 seconds sound? That probably wouldn't have sounded too slow to me. But when you are actually testing these devices, 5 to 6 seconds does feel quite a bit slower than 2 seconds. I was disappointed that neither Voice PE nor Satellite One could answer the question, what is the temperature in here? All 3 devices were assigned to the basement bedroom, and the temperature entity was exposed to assist. Likewise, when I told Voice PE and Satellite One, I'm cold, both acted confused about where I was located. The Voice PE and Satellite One also responded oddly to my question about food ingredients, reading off the word asterisk numerous times because the text-to-speech response included asterisks. And I was bummed that I could not get either of them to play a song in my local Music Assistant library, even when the media player's name that was added to Music Assistant was used. Though this may be because Music Assistant does not yet support voice control. Sometimes I might ask a question that requires the voice assistant to respond back with a clarifying question. With the Echo Dot, it would automatically listen for my response, which made sense. But with the Voice PE and Satellite One, it would ask me a clarifying question, but not listen for my response, requiring me to prompt them again with the wake word. This was confusing and frustrating behavior. The last thing I'll share that did not surface during this test is inconsistent behavior regarding timers with Voice PE. One time I might tell it to set a timer for 10 minutes, and it would tell me it could not do that without me first giving the timer a name. But then another day, I'd give it the exact same request, and it would handle it without issue. Or I might have multiple timers going and ask about the status of one of them, and it could never figure it out, even when using the timer's name. I'm rooting for private voice hardware as much as anyone, but based on the results of my testing and my day-to-day living with them, which covers a lot more than the 10 use cases I showed. The mainstream cloud-based smart speaker is simply faster and more reliable at this time and in my experience. My wife and I both get frustrated with Alexa at times, but this was different. After switching from an Echo Dot to Voice PE in our kitchen for several weeks, my wife and I were both fed up with it, and I was asked to go back to the Echo Dot. As with many things, your mileage may vary. To get the most out of these devices with Home Assistant, you'll want to make sure that the entities you want to control are exposed to Assist, and that the device names or aliases reflect the names you would use in a voice command. If you are using an LLM-based conversation agent, you may also want to play around with the instructions that you give it. There are numerous variables that can result in a different experience with voice hardware. I've heard that some of you are having a great experience with it, and I'm happy to hear that. For example, you may see different results if you are running Home Assistant Cloud or if you are running Home Assistant on a different hardware than my mini PC. I'm sure there are other tips that folks will offer to improve the experience, such as modifying weather entities to give you the forecast, and they're probably right. But I want private voice hardware to be simple enough, out of the box, for mainstream adoption, and right now, it's just not there. Of course, that is to be expected. These are preview edition and developer kit devices, so there are going to be kinks to work out. I think it's helpful to maintain a balanced perspective on where these devices excel and where they do not. In general though, I'm excited for the potential of private voice hardware and optimistic that they will only get better. But I'm not ready to unplug my cloud-based smart speaker just yet. Let me know if this was helpful by giving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. The Echo offers access to tens of thousands of Alexa skills.
Alright, here's one called Big Fart. Want to give that one a try? Or you can ask for more options.